Definitely a unique style of rivalry has presented itself between Montreal's own Brendan Gallagher and New Jersey's recent acquisition, PK Subban, as both formed a mutual distaste for one another despite being teammates, which logically remained following Subban's departure from Montreal to the present day. In this video, I'm going to try and dissect the rivalry between a philanthropist and a team pest that's been brewing for nearly half a decade. And with that, here's the history behind the rivalry between Brendan Gallagher and PK Subban. Shortly prior to Subban's final season beginning in Montreal, the on-ice intensity between him and fellow assistant captain Brendan Gallagher began to surface. Even though it wasn't a full-out brawl between the two, it quickly became apparent that this wasn't routine competitiveness. And for many players, it could be chalked up to just that. But for Subban, who had multiple physical altercations with teammates previously, decided Gallagher was next on the list to tussle with. The blue liner could be shown knocking the forward's helmet to the ice, and soon after the fact, Gallagher seemed to receive consolement from other teammates following the altercation. Following Subban's relocation to the country music city of Nashville, he not only gained new teammates, but also a new rival, as Gallagher, who wasn't exactly his favorite teammate in Montreal, was now on the opposing side as the Canadiens faced the Predators for the first of two regular season matches. And as you would expect, the intensity between the two quickly escalated following the puck drop for the first period of the game. Following Gallagher skating into Predators netminder Pekka Rinne, Subban quickly came to the aid of his netminder following the whistle and a little retaliation from Rinne himself. Subban could be shown wrestling Gallagher to the ice while a large scrum ensued in front of them. But before the official could pry the two apart, Gallagher was sure to get the last laugh as he quickly took advantage of the moment by giving Subban a face wash with his glove that, I'm sure, didn't smell too pleasant. During a post-game interview, upon being asked about the altercation with his former teammate, Subban replied with, "Well, I called him short and he didn't like that too much. When I was talking to him, I was kinda looking over his head, and I don't think he liked that too much. I took the face wash and sometimes you've gotta take it, but that's why he got the extra minutes, so that's why I was smiling," he says. And during the second and final match between the two teams in Montreal, it was Gallagher that was smiling following his 20th goal of the season to open the scoring. Following his brief celebration with his teammates, he was sure to look right at Subban while mouthing a few choice words. After taking a loss at home at the hands of Subban and his team, Gallagher was sure to hold nothing back. After being questioned about Subban's return, "I'm not sure why you're asking about him. They've got a lot of good players. I don't know what he was, -1 in the game. He was talking and doing what he does, but I don't know why we're talking about him. That's what he wants. He came in here and tried to make it about PK Subban, which is what he does. You can let him talk about himself all night. I'm sure he'll give you enough lines, and I'm not going to help that out," he says. When asked about his side of the story, following the game, Subban said, "I didn't see a smile tonight from him, to be honest with you. I just saw the blood dripping down his face after he tried to hit me and fell down," he says. In his first game, facing the team that drafted him as a Devil earlier this season, Subban didn't hold back when it came to his former foe. After battling back and forth for most of the contest, the bad blood between the two eventually boiled over. Following an attempted shot in the Devil's end in the final period, Gallagher, who was abruptly taken down by Subban, fell awkwardly beneath him. Gallagher, who was visibly perturbed, responded to the altercation by giving the blue liner a headshot, and later a spear in the groin as they came up the ice. Finally, after exchanging a few punches, the pair was escorted not to the penalty box surprisingly, but instead their respective benches.